Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? But next here we got a video. This video is from Hero Hey, and many of you probably know who Hero Hey is, so I think he's a pretty good guy. I've seen a few of his vids. And this one of his is called Blizzard Devs Are in Tears That Gamers Keep Winning. I just took a drink of Coke, and now I gotta take a drink of the last bit of my water. Thank you for the hydrate. Okay. Hero Hay's video.
Remember how last week I was literally talking about how it's become a recurring theme for modern audience types?
Yeah, let's see. This is the Steam forum for Relooted, and it's all grave dancing, right-toid culture war incels. Do you think at valvesoftware.com is ever going to crack down on this shit? They allow this nonsense to fester on their platform, providing hate mongers a soapbox to spew vile racist bullshit. Deeply frustrating. And the thing so far, it says, the target audience looted this game someplace else. This is not the way to get any sort of message across. Else is funded. Yeah, that game did horrendously bad. I don't even think they broke triple digits for player count. No, it's just every time I launch the throwing system, for some reason it keeps disconnecting from Twitch, and I have to reconnect it to Twitch, and I keep forgetting that I have to reconnect it to Twitch every time I launch it, because I believe it like automatically does it, which it should, but for some reason it doesn't want to. So I watched Asmon play it, looked like garbage. Yeah, I haven't heard anything good about Relooted. And oh dear God. I forgot to put a cooldown on it too. Oh, son of a bitch. Don't go too ham with the throws, okay? We don't want a repeat of last time. But yeah, I haven't heard anything good about Relooted. I think the highest player count it got at its peak was, I think, around 70 or 80. But that was just for Steam. I don't know across all platforms together. It might have broke triple digits. But as far as I'm aware, I think this did worse than Concord.
To be complaining about gamers looking at the Steam.
We're here in this moment explicitly because Steve wouldn't do anything. They didn't do anything. Because Steam wouldn't do anything. They didn't do anything. About that is, God, that's horrible English. It should say Steam wouldn't and didn't do anything. This, oh my God, this is so horrible. English, my guy, do you fucking speak it? About this at the critical moment, absolutely abdication of responsibility. They didn't censor all the chudge from hurting my feelings. Pretty much. I had my brain skipped trying to fucking read this. Oh no, the people hated your game and now your Fifi's hurt. Oh no. Yeah, let's correct this. I will say it in the correct English way. We're here in this moment explicitly because Steam wouldn't and didn't do anything about this at the critical moment. But instead we have here wouldn't do anything, they didn't do anything. It's just a horrible sentence structure. I think it's hilarious. I'm having more problems with this than what the video is focusing on. This fucking bugs me.
player charts and talking about the concurrent player count, peak player counts.
Oh God, look at that. They have a flag in their thing, so instantly nobody should care about their opinion. I have an excuse for my fucked up brain and my bad typing. This lefty loser is just dumb. Steam player count being public is the worst thing to happen to gaming in recent time. I don't agree with that. Mentality of if this game going in a sentence structure, English, grammar, people, do you fucking understand it? God, if this game I speak caveman. If game going in niche, game perform very bad. Made my brain skip again. If this game going in a niche genre doesn't outperform every game ever released, it's DOA. Like, holy shit, I can't put into words how stupid it is, and now it'll be every game release. God. My English is bad, but not that bad, and I only learned 2.5 years ago. Yeah. I can understand Eustace better. The way Eustace types and all that shit doesn't upset me, but this fucking does. It hurts my brain. It hurts.
Stuff like that, right? And how these numbers, how the data looks really bad.
See, I don't necessarily agree with this take here, because it's nice to see how good and bad a game is doing, because it can also let people know that, hey, this game is fucking bad. Maybe you should start doing fucking better. So it shows how bad games like Concord, Reloaded, and all those are doing if you can look at the numbers. That gives you an idea of how good or bad the game is doing. So it's not the worst thing to happen to gaming. The worst thing to happen to fucking gaming is goddamn microtransactions and fucking wokeness. People thinking everything needs to be fucking woke, inclusive, and all this stupid fucking bullshit. Hello, Noctis. How are you? Nice to see you again. It's just, oh God, I these people upset me so much. Games need to be made the way they were being made back in the early 2000s. Because they were made to be badass and everything. Now they're just made. Games nowadays are being made to try and please everybody. And if you try and please everybody, you're going to please nobody. You're just going to piss everyone off.
Really bad for a lot of.
I'm so glad Marathon is one of the games spearheading the "why are you so miserable and pathetic, you want everything to fail" dialogue. I'm so tired of the direction the games industry is going. The crowd wanting everything to fail before it's even out is the one killing innovation. I've been hearing mixed things about Marathon. Have you seen the video, the pussification of video games? I don't think I have. 100% promise you there is a college professor article, "Using correct English is racist, colonizer, misogyny." Oh, I wouldn't be surprised their test. Basically, if you're hiring some, ask then their pronouns. Don't read it, Griffin.
AAA games we've been seeing, or in the context of Highguard, you know, ex-AAA devs who are now making their own AA studio, albeit receiving funding from Tencent, as we found out later on. This, of course, was all very reminiscent of how
Ubisoft Insider alleges that company wants Steam to remove concurrent player counts to hide its failures. Why? So people don't understand how fucking horrible you are at making a goddamn game? We don't want people to know how horrible we're doing, so please hide the concurrent player counts. We don't like being told that we suck at making the game. How about you start making a better fucking game?
around a year ago, it was also being reported
Hi, Final Fashion.
that Ubisoft was allegedly looking into trying to pressure Steam to similarly hide the concurrent player counts because
I don't think you can really pressure Steam to do anything because Steam does what Steam wants. And if you don't like what Steam does, then Steam says, boo fucking who, that's your problem, not mine. Yeah, they need to start making the characters actually good looking again and not try and uglify them. Steam, do nothing and win. They got enough money to not care. Yeah, exactly. You know what I found funny is that the team that decided on Leon's looks for Resident Evil 9 was entirely made up of women. And I thought, you know what? For once, that's a win. They actually made Leon look really good. Now, make sure you do that for the women characters that come back for the next Resident Evil installment. Because I swear to God, if they downgrade Ada Wong's looks, people gonna be pissed. How much was I thirsting over Leon? Dude, even guys were kind of thirsting over Leon. You know they will. They better. I want, and you know what? I don't care what people say. The only logical and reasonable answer to who Leon is married to is Ada Wong. There is. I don't care what anyone says. Ada Wong is the only logical choice. I mean, Leon is a handsome man. I will agree to that. I just figured Ada would be with... No, Ada... I think the only time Ada has really interacted with Chris, and it was a clone of Ada, was Resident Evil 6. At least in the game. Because I don't think Ada has really interacted with Chris at all in any of the games. At least as far as I'm aware. I can see... No. Jill has to go with Carlos. Jill has to go with Carlos.
they're offended by the data, just like these recent modern audience people are as well. And that takes us to this new report from Inside
Marathon player count watching is unemployed behavior, says Overwatch dev.
Gaming. Just yesterday, they reported marathon player count watching is unemployed behavior, says an Overwatch dev. So a bunch of modern audience corporate shills have been saying the same stuff lately, as we just discussed, and now this Overwatch dev comes out and says the same sort of rhetoric. How original and just as pathetic. As we can see, this developer is actually a senior designer at Overwatch, Dylan Snyder. Only speaks for me, says in the bio, and he/him. Here's the post of Dylan's that's now making the news, but before we take a look at that, let's get the context by reading the post that he's responding to. As this user had presumably been talking about Marathon's player count, saying with a 50% player drop on a weekend with only an indie game and Pocopia releasing next to it, not even direct competition in its genre, and it's incapable of retaining its player base. Let me just point out...
I've seen a post that was saying that apparently an indie game was outperforming Marathon, which doesn't really surprise me because indie games have been doing incredibly well the past couple of years. I was going to say that's harder to do than something from Eustace. As WestJet always says, massive day for the unemployed. Complaining about people shitting on your shitty game is small peen energy. Oh yeah, it bodied Marathon. I don't know what indie game it was. I just heard that an indie game massively outperformed Marathon. which, you know, I there weren't any, if any at all, any good expectations for Marathon when it came for it coming out. There just for the game itself. There weren't any great expectations for it. So I don't even know how well it's doing. I haven't really heard anything about Marathon, be it good or bad. So probably Slay the Spire 2. High Guard outperformed Marathon. Really? Damn, that's sad. I don't know what Slay the Spire is.
That this post only had 1 like and 1 quote. 1 like and 1 quote. Oh my gosh, that is just...
With almost 2,000 views, it only had 1 like and 1 quote. That's kind of sad.
Definitely worth a senior dev from Overwatch tweeting about and getting offended about. Like, look, even if he wants to get mad at this topic and this discussion, why don't you bring a post that's actually getting more traction? Seriously, one with 1 like? Man's getting 1 guide by a post with 1 like. I mean, yeah, you know what? That's pretty par of the course for an Overwatch dev. That is the exact sort of thing you would expect from an Overwatch dev. And so that...
Found you from Skybros. Tell me if you haven't heard that before. That's where a lot of my audience has come from, is the Skybros universe, my guy.
That dev goes on to say, is the 50% player drop in the room with us right now? Feel free to dislike and pass up any game you want. More power to you. But this is big unemployed maidenless behavior.
He's going off on a post that got only 1 like and 1 quote tweet. Hey David, how you doing? That's worse than one of my posts. Damn, get that man some milk. Just survived another day of work. Skynet is like a second family. Yeah, it's a lot of people. It's like I think that's where like almost 1,000 of my subscribers has come from, is the Skybros universe. I think if Skybros never put me in one of his videos, I would still be at like 1 or 2 average viewers for my streams. I'd still be haunting your every message scene. I never would have had the pleasure of meeting. Yeah, a lot of people in my stream here wouldn't have had the pleasure of seeing me if I never came into Skybrows. I'm very thankful for Skybrow for what he's done.
These corporate shills have no actual response to any of us.
That's quite the outfit for Squirrel Girl.
Bringing up the data and talking about the data. All they do is get offended. And
you know, for how thick Squirrel Girl is, she's like the May of... She's about as thick as May from Overwatch. That's what I'm trying to say. I was also in the based VTuber list on X. Really? Damn, I didn't know I was based.
And like you saw in the beginning, call us incels for bringing up the player count, and now this guy is similarly like, oh, it's maidenless behavior. Bro, you guys are weird as heck for making this like a sexual thing. We're looking at data and talking business, and you guys are like, oh, that's incel behavior. That's maidenless behavior. It's like the...
I don't think these people understand or even know what incel is anymore, because these words, racist, Nazi, bigot, incel, all these words, like buzzwords people are using, have basically lost their entire meaning. Because if these guys, I don't think these guys know how to, what the fuck? Hello, Ghost, how you doing? Incel is a useless term. It pretty much is. I don't think anybody nowadays even knows what it is. Your sorcerer's trying to cast spells at you. I love how it got automated. Yeah, the word incel got automated.
Kingsman situation when these women were getting criticized for their behavior and the stuff that they did to Kingsman and other people, and then they were like, oh, you guys are incels for talking about this. And it's like, yeah, no, it's not how this works. Nice try. They really wish that they could have like one word that they could use to dismiss all criticism, but you know, they try to do it with incel, but obviously it doesn't work. It just makes them all look even worse. Makes them look like very low bar people who can't come up with any actual response. Let me point out as well, sometimes the response should simply be like, hey, gamers are right. Like, we should probably like do better. Like, it's not.
Another automod. Honestly, first time I heard of you was from the YouTube video reacting to Leaflet Asmongold AI video. Yeah, I think that was a while ago. None of these fuckers know what the words they use mean. Never in my life could I have imagined I'd be wearing some as a badge of parody honor. It was my teenage years.
Not that big of a deal. Wow, you've been making a lot of terrible AAA slop. Try to actually make better games. We're not even asking for an unreasonable thing. You guys say that you're in the game industry, right? The gaming industry. And for us to be like, hey, can you guys stop making slop games and like predatory monetization practices and all that? And instead of them being like, you know what, maybe these gamers are right. Our games have been flopping. The player counts are bad. Like,
the thing is, a lot of these companies don't seem to want to listen to constructive criticism or just criticism in general. They don't want to listen to their player base because they believe that what they're doing is the right thing. And they believe that no matter what they do or say, they are right and the player base is wrong and just stupid. And we have no idea what we're talking about. It's like, you guys are making the shit for us. So if the stuff you're making for us is something that we don't like or we would like you to do better with, maybe you should listen to the people you're trying to make the game for. But instead they don't want to listen to us. They just want to keep banging their head against the wall and inside their own echo chamber thinking that they're right. It is our right as the consumer to love or hate the product that is being sold to us. Yeah, apparently they don't think that, David. They apparently don't think that.
maybe we should, you know, actually do a little better. They're like, incel. Oh, wait, Nazi. Let's use that one, too. These are people well into adulthood, but lacking any maturity, lacking personal accountability, lacking self-reflection and development. But there is one thing that they are great at, and that is bootlicking for the corporations. So we talked about the senior Overwatch developer, but there is another post making the rounds today in defense of Marathon and the corporations, and that is this Twitch streamer who says, people will spend $40 to DoorDash some food 1 mile away from them. But making the decision to buy a $40 game that people spent years making is fun, and corporations put millions of dollars into is too much. It doesn't make sense to me.
How does that not make sense to you? You're spending $40 on food that you know what you're getting with that $40 of food. You know exactly what you're getting. A game that people are spending millions of dollars on, you don't know if you don't know if the product you're getting is going to be the product you want. So you're more hesitant to spend the money on said product. If I'm going to spend it on food for DoorDash, then yeah, I'm going to spend it because it's food. I know exactly what I'm getting. I know what it tastes like. I know what to expect. With the game, I don't. I'm going to buy something hoping that it's good, hoping it's something that I will enjoy, but I have to be very careful on that because it could be something that I can buy once and I'll never touch again, and that's just money wasted. Who gives a damn on how much time and money they spent? At the end of the day, it's a product. If it's not for me, I won't buy it. Effort doesn't always mean value. The difference is we like the food. It's what we chose. Just be careful not to get drunk and be hungry, as one poor dude found out. I don't really drink, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, it's just what this person said makes no fucking sense. This is just back-ass words.
So despite how weird of a conflation that is, I will address the first thing. That being, people spend $40 to DoorDash food a mile away. Yeah, I'm not going to defend that. I think that's really lame behavior. Like, go cook your own meal. Oh my gosh, I think too many people rely on, like, food delivery nowadays. But that's a whole...
I DoorDashed stuff from Cub Foods because I was really lazy and just didn't want to go grocery shopping, so I just had them bring the food to me, and I cooked it here at home.
Other topic. So after that weird example, she once again said, making the decision to buy a $40 game that people spent years making is fun and corporations put millions of dollars into is too much. It doesn't make sense to me. What doesn't make sense? People are not obligated to support Marathon, to support Bungie, or any corporation. Like, how is this a crazy concept to this person? That's actually the thing that doesn't make sense. This take doesn't make sense. Oh look, she's literally a Marathon influencer. Yeah, that checks out. But, you know, even still, I don't know why people have to make such bad defenses of this game. Like, do you like...
What is Marathon, by the way? Like, what kind of game is Marathon? Like, what's the concept here? I don't know what Marathon is, to be honest. It just looked like a Destiny wannabe. It's a looter shooter? Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, I've played many looter shooters. The one I think I played the most that I actually liked was Tom Clancy's The Division 2. But it hurts kind of really garbage looter extract shooter. But it hurts my... Oh, so it's like Arc Raiders. So it's a looter shooter, but you also have to extract like Arc Raiders. Okay. So it's just a shittier version of Arc Raiders. Understand.
Like the game, it's fine. Like the game. But you shouldn't act like everyone's obligated to like it or that no one's allowed to criticize it. Believe it or not, her take actually gets even worse because she literally does the Steam meme. Except she's not jester farming here. She's not memeing. She's 100% unironic. She's serious. As this person said to her, Bungie lost a lot of community trust, to be fair. And she responded and said, yeah, I understand that, but for people to just say outright it's not worth $40 is just kind of insane to me. Like, these devs have family.
Does this person think that just cause, hi Nick, just because these people put hours and money into the game that we have no choice but to buy it? The concept of it from what I saw was your body doesn't matter as a character because you just get cloned to do it again and again, so it seems kind of pointless to me. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's like, do you think we, by law, have to buy the game just because they put time and money into it? They make it for the consumers. We, as the consumer, have every right to say and to let people know that in their opinion that they believe it's not worth the $40. And if they have every right to have that opinion. To them, it may not be worth $40. To them, it may be worth $1. They demand profit for the investment. Quality be damned. There has been barely any quality games to come out like in the past 5-10 years. Hell, the last quality game we just got was Resident Evil 9. And that was fucking quality as hell. It wishes it was our creators. Fleekazoid said it best. Games can do well in a saturated market, but the incumbent has to F up. And the new guy has to understand what hole they are filling. It could go in form of blasphemous series. I still my Resident Evil 9 has become a contender for my new favorite Resident Evil, but still my absolute favorite is still the original Resident Evil 3.
Bro, the player base has families too. What kind of take is this? Oh, they have families, so they're obligated, or excuse me, so you're obligated to give them your money. You got to give your $40 to Bungie because they have families. Oh, you have kids too? Oh, you have a wife, you have whatever. Maybe you even have parents that you're supporting, whatever the case may be. Forget your family. You got to feed that corporation's families first. That's what.
It's my money. I get to decide on who and what I spend it on. Just because they have spent millions of dollars and hours upon hours of making it doesn't mean I have to spend my money on a shitty game that, by all rights, shouldn't be at the price it's at for the shitty quality that it is. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is really fun. It's based off of Breath of the Wild map, so it's a great game. It's limited only. Ocarina of Time will always be my favorite Zelda, and it'll be the Zelda I believe that is the best Zelda. I don't care what anyone says. Ocarina of Time, in my opinion, is the best Zelda game ever made. 4 is still my favorite. 1, 2, 3 scared the shit out of me as a kid. I think I was like 10, 12 when 3 came out. Majora's Mask for the win. That was like the big argument in the Zelda community back then was Ocarina of Time versus Majora's Mask.
What really matters. Now, obviously, it also doesn't matter if you have a family or not, because even if you don't have a family, if you're the only person in your family, you're completely on your own, in other words. Obviously, that doesn't mean that Bungie's entitled to your money or any corporation is entitled to.
They have a family too. Fuck their family. My money. I need to take care of me, myself, and I and my family.
Your money. This is to say that her premise to begin with is obviously very flawed and doesn't even make sense. But I did play into it for a second because even if you go with her rhetoric, the point is still awful. For anyone out of the loop on the Steam memes, by the way, here's what I'm referring to. Posts like this, for example. Concord, this guy actually got 95 awards. People's jobs are at stake. I get having a little trolling fun. I used to browse B back in 2019, but you guys really need to lock in. There are hundreds, if not thousands of people whose lives depend on this game succeeding. Just food for thought.
You know, if their lives depend on the game for succeeding, maybe they should think about making a quality game that, you know, actually has good gameplay, good mechanics, just good character design, you know, just good everything, instead of just going the stupid-ass woke agenda way and shoving everything and anything you can just to pump out a game. Make the game good, and then the game will succeed.
Before you...
Bungie should have made Destiny 3 if they wanted money. They should have gone with Destiny. They shouldn't... If they want to continue with Destiny, they shouldn't make any more expansions. They should just make a Destiny 3.
Gloat. Obviously, the misspelling of steak is a part of the joke, and so this became a copy pasta, also posted on the Avowed forum and also on the Marathon forum, the exact same post as you can see. Those are just a few examples, but let me be very clear that the jokes don't need to be that exact copy pasta. Essentially, anytime you're on the Steam forums and there's a post that's like, the devs' livelihoods are at stake, or like, the devs have families too, or anything like that, right? Any of this really whiny, obnoxious sounding stuff is a part of the joke. People just...
And here's the other thing with games, especially the ones that are online or multiplayer. They should make a quality game and not just solely try and depend on the microtransactions. Because the only way that does good is like sports games like FIFA, which is fucking awful. But we have families to feed. Well, so do I. Yeah, it's just that's the other thing with multiplayer games. Like I said, it's just they if they make the quality game, people will want to come back and they'll have a consistent player base that keeps the game alive. And they shouldn't just make a half-ass game and then depend on DLCs and microtransactions just to keep the game alive. That's how you lose a player base. That's how you kill your game.
You're farming, memeing around, all that sort of thing. This is to say that, once again, it's hilarious how the marathon influencer that we just took a look at, how she's actually saying similar things to the memes, but she's serious. It's crazy. Here's another one. This is like clear bait. Hey, Chuds, by the way, this is from yesterday on the Marathon Forum. Hey, Chuds, we can thrive with 22,560 players. We can thrive with 22,560 players, they repeat. Stop the hate right now. Yeah, this is clear bait. By the way, yeah, Steam did remove the Jester award, but now people just award the laughing emoji instead as the replacement. I missed the Jester award, though, bro. I actually farmed hundreds of Jester awards on Steam forums myself. It's actually pretty fun posting bait, not gonna lie. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. That's all I gotta say on this one, so I'll leave it there. But have a great week. Once again,
They just need to learn how to make a better game. Otherwise, they're just going to keep getting shit and more shit and more shit. But I don't think they'll ever learn. They'll just keep pumping out slop and hoping one will stick. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well. So please make sure to give that a look-see. See if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.